Hello everyone, I'm Sign1News anchor Martha Anger. Here's a quick look at the top trending stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment about this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. A congressional investigation discovered some of the largest tax preparation companies in the country have been sharing Americans' financial data with tech companies like Meta and Google for years. The report details how Taxpayer, H&R Block, and Tax Act allegedly gave out sensitive information to Meta and Google without consent or appropriate disclosures. That's a potential violation of federal law. According to the report, the companies allegedly shared details about filing status, adjusted gross income, and the size of tax refunds. That information was sometimes misused for targeted advertising. The tax prep companies told lawmakers the data had been scrambled to protect privacy. But the report also said the companies were not fully aware of how much information was being exposed to the tech platforms. In a statement, H&R Block said it takes client privacy very seriously. No comment yet from Tax Act and Taxpayer. Lawmakers now recommend the Treasury and Justice Departments investigate the matter. Meanwhile, it's unclear whether Meta knew it was inappropriately using taxpayer data at the time. The company says its systems are designed to filter out potentially sensitive data it detects. Troubling news for anyone planning to take a cruise this year. After years of decline, Norovirus outbreaks are now surging again on cruise ships. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, there have been 13 outbreaks of norovirus on cruise ships so far this year. That's the highest number of norovirus outbreaks on cruises recorded since 2012. The exact cause of this year's uptick in cruise-related cases remains unclear. But experts believe that soaring demand for cruises and record numbers of passengers might be behind it. The most recent outbreak happened on a Viking Cruises voyage from Iceland that docked in New York City on June 20th. About 13% of passengers and several crew members fell ill on board. Norovirus is highly infectious. The virus causes inflammation in the stomach and intestines, leading to severe gastrointestinal issues. To prevent the spread of norovirus, cruise passengers are advised to wash their hands thoroughly with soap and warm water. Fortunately, most people fully recover without treatment. A Michigan court considering how to distribute the estate of the late Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, has reached a verdict. When Franklin died in 2018, she had 2 handwritten wills. One was found under a couch cushion in 2014. The other was found in a locked cabinet in 2010. 3 of Franklin's sons wanted the document from 2014 to be followed. Another son wanted the document from 2010 to stand. Franklin's 4th son has been diagnosed with mental illness and was not involved in the case. The jury ruled the most recent version, in 2014, should stand as a document of record for her estate. Despite her attorney's insistence, Franklin never had a formal will and trust set up. She was known to demand cash payment and carry the money in her purse during her performances. The singer died in 2018 at the age of 76 after suffering from pancreatic cancer. At the time of her death, her estate was valued at $18 million. For the first time in 70 years, the CDC is proposing new restrictions on how dogs are imported into the U.S. The proposal comes after a surge of rabies cases overseas, where the virus is still endemic in more than 100 countries. Dogs from low-risk or rabies-free countries would be allowed to enter if the owners have documents the animals have been there the past 6 months. But canines coming from high-risk countries would be required to have a completed rabies vaccination and possibly be placed in quarantine. The new rules do not apply to cats. The CDC has opened the guidelines to public comment online until September 8th. Some animal rights advocates criticized the proposal, saying it would complicate their work with dog rescue groups outside the U.S. But the CDC says the proposed regulations are critical to avoid a reemergence of rabies here in the U.S. McDonald's is scrapping baked goods from its menu less than 3 years after its debut. The McCafé bakery lineup consists of apple fritters, blueberry muffins, and cinnamon rolls. McDonald's hinted that perhaps the items weren't selling as strongly as before, saying it's always listening to its fans. The fast food giant rolled out the bakery lineup in October 2020, when the chain was struggling against new competitors and adjusting to customers working from home. The company says the lineup will be phased out beginning this month. Hey, sports fans, check this out. NFL brothers JJ and TJ Watt have earned a coveted honor in sports history. They are being featured on the front of the Wheaties cereal box. They are the first brothers ever to appear on the Wheaties box together. JJ Watt is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. His 12-year career came to an end when he retired last season. His brother, TJ, is a linebacker with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are also the first pair of athletes since 1935 to grace the box at the same time. The limited edition box will be on store shelves nationwide this month. How many of you are old enough to remember the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movie? The original movie debuted in 1971, starring actor Gene Wilder. Then it was remade in 2005, starring actor Johnny Depp. Now, here is the first trailer for the new movie, Wonka. This movie is the prequel to the original movie, starring actor Timothée Chalamet. Writer-director Paul King says this movie will not be retelling the 60-year-old book. It focuses on a young Wonka setting out on a quest to shake up the chocolate factory industry. He hopes it will be a companion piece to the 1971 film. It is promised to be full of singing and dancing, while also answering all the questions you never had about Wonka. Willy Wonka is coming to cinemas in December. And that's it for today. Sign1News will be broadcasting updates Monday through Friday. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters. You help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone. And you can also watch on Apple TV, Amazon, and Roku.